helps you.
To understand why that decision mattered so much, you have to go back to the night that started it all. On January 12, 2002, inside the Platinum Club in Harvey, Louisiana, chaos erupted during a fight involving more than a dozen people. In the middle of the confusion, 16-year-old Steve Thomas was beaten and then shot once in the chest. He died from the wound.
I know he's incarcerated, and I get that. But
Investigators quickly focused on C. Murder, who was already a well-known rapper at the time and part of the No Limit Records empire built by his brother. 2 eyewitnesses identified him as the shooter. Yet the case was far from airtight. No murder weapon was ever recovered, and no DNA evidence tied him directly to the gun. In 2003, Miller was convicted of second-degree murder. But
you never wrote a book about them turning on you? I mean, how could you?
The conviction was overturned a year later after it was discovered that prosecutors had withheld key information about the criminal backgrounds of several witnesses. That ruling opened the door to a retrial, and in the middle of that window, the plea deal appeared. C. Murder was released on bond, placed under house arrest, and continued recording music while insisting he had nothing to do with the killing. For him, accepting the deal would have meant admitting to a crime he believed he didn't commit. So he turned it down. 3 years later, in 2009, the retrial began. The same witnesses testified again. The jury deliberated for more than 13 hours, with reports of tension and chaos inside the deliberation room. One juror became physically ill from the stress. At one point, the jury returned an invalid verdict that the judge rejected, forcing them to deliberate further. When the final decision came down, it was a 10-2 vote for guilty. Under Louisiana law at the time, a unanimous verdict wasn't required.
How is that real? How is that true? Because that's your word, true.
On October 22, 2009, the judge sentenced Corey Miller to life in prison without the possibility of parole. From that moment forward, the legal fight became a relentless cycle of appeals and denials. State courts rejected his claims. The Louisiana Supreme Court rejected them. The U.S. Supreme Court declined to intervene. Federal courts said the same thing the state courts had already said. No. Even when key witnesses later signed affidavits recanting their testimony,